Oh man, these guys were great. They had a live show in Chicago. They used to play nights at the IO, and then later they went to just a podcast. They were doing all that stuff virtually before anybody else was. And so they improvised virtual podcast episodes of improvised Star Trek, which you can still find online. They're all archived under improvised Star Trek. And there's great stuff.
Was it serialized? Like, did they?
Yes.
Have, like,
Yeah. There were arcs to the characters. They had careers. They had trajectories. They had lore that built up over time, but they also just improvised damn good 20-minute episodes. It was wonderful.
Imagine doing a multi-day character arc.
You know, it's unfeasible, really. I mean, how could you possibly sustain that on an improvisational scale? I mean, you'd have to, like take up residence together for like 50 hours straight to do that kind of thing, unless, you were reverse engineering the technology and trying to put together some other kind of project where you're able to tell a story over a series of 6 performances in 8 days and call it Epic Improv 2020, which is what we're here today for, folks. Welcome, viewers. Welcome, listeners, to Epic Improv 2020, Episode 5. Just 2 more of these this particular time around. This is our 8th Epic Improv event based on the form, the Improvathon, as pioneered by Nasty and the improvised soap opera in Alberta, Canada, up in Edmonton. And that form eventually made its way by way of Ken Gamble, I believe, actually, and a number of other improvisers to London, where it became the London Improvathon, which is where I saw it and where it inspired me and Austin College students to form this particular event, Epic Improv, which we've been doing for 8 years now. And thank you for joining us. We are the Austin College Improv Troupe, and we're very glad that you're here today. Before we get started, a quick thank you to Dan Pusel, who's running things technical behind the scenes. You can see his window there. His absence is keenly felt as the presence behind the scenes of keeping things running. He's helping us with some camera work, monitoring things on Facebook, and also running some kick-butt closed captions as well. And thank you, Dan, for being there behind the scenes there. And also a thank you to all of the friends and families of our performers who have been gracious in giving up time so that we can actually commit ourselves to this project. We are now well past the halfway point into the home stretch of telling you the story of K-Time Television, Killing Time Studios, which took advantage of the golden age of streaming video and overdid it with hundreds of shows in production at the same time. This is the story of what's happened to them in a moment of crisis in that trajectory. And of course, everybody knows Shitstick, the famous magical talking frog, who was the sidekick for heroes and fairy tales of yore, but also the spokes frog and sort of the material force of commercial enterprise behind K-Time Studios. Shitstick recently died on a live stream, or did he? As far as we know, Shitstick staged his own death in order to be able to provoke further investigation of the murderer who was after Jennifer. And that murderer may, in fact, have been Jennifer's roommate, Claire. And we're not entirely sure what drives Claire, other than the fact that she's been friends with Jennifer since they were very young together. Which, well, we'll get into all of those complications momentarily. I'm getting well ahead of myself. We are the Austin College Improv Troupe. I'm Kirk Everest. I'm the coach director, and I'll be providing narrative. We are.
Wait.
Viara.
Kelly.
Chloe. Kevin.
And John.
And we are the Austin College Improv Troupe. We're going to be improvising all kinds of things for you over the next hour and a half or so. And thank you again for joining us here on the internet to enjoy this stuff. Before we actually get further into improvisation, there's one more piece of business we really must address. And that's something that's, well, it's on everybody's procrastination list. Isn't it one of those things that you just sort of keep putting off until you can't put it off anymore? Which is just that incredible sensation that happens when you dive into a nice deep package of time loops. This is a word from our sponsor, Time Loops.
Hey, mysterious voice of the void. I'm kind of hungry.
You should try some time loops.
Time loops? What's that?
I would
A
also
part of a nutritious breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Hey, other disembodied voice.
Craig?
Yes, Steve. Yeah, no, it's the craziest thing. I just ate the last of the time loops.
You
Hi.
dick.
Did someone say the last of time loops? We have tons of millions of infinities of time loops.
Time
Time
loops. Time loop. Time loop.
Time loops.
Time loops. Part of
Okay, but if we're gonna eat more, I really gotta go by Kroger later.
Time
We
loops.
can stop by after work.
Time loops. Perfect for dark lunch.
time loops.
It's always the right
Don't
time.
forget your time loops.
Are
It's-
time loops linear?
Always the right time.
I think I'll eat some time loops.
It's always the right time.
You should do that.
You know,
What
after
time
work won't
loops?
work for me. I think we should probably hit up the store tomorrow.
That's the word from our sponsor, Time Loops. Don't forget, when you're making your choice about breakfast food or the nature of your existence, don't forget to check out Time Loops. You'll never need anything ever again. Now we turn our attention to the characters that populate this densely narratized world. Let me introduce you to these players and to the characters that they're going to be playing. Everybody's going to be playing more than one character, of course, but let me introduce you to some of our principal characters that we want to find out a little bit more about, starting with Cal as Matthew.
Everything is nothing. Nothing is everything. Everything is in the bag. Everything must go in the bag. It's the only way they'll all see.
And we also have Nick as John Producer.
Well, turns out I really can't trust Matthew. My dad was right, and so we've agreed to just be business acquaintances, or at least I'm affirming that we should. Matthew's gone power hungry, and something's up with that bag. And, well, Amarillo Vice is maybe coming back, but I just don't know what I'm going to do about Matthew.
Then we have Liv as Jennifer, everyone's favorite actress.
Hello? Hello? Where am I? It's so cold and dark and what are those nukes?
That's right, gentle viewers. Jennifer has been stuffed inside Shitstick's magic infinite bag. We'll find out more about what's going on with that later, but now we need to hear from Diara as Jim Moneybags. Don't call him Mr. Moneybags. That's his father's name.
I've disappeared and had some soul searching moments, and I found that each nick on this sword is a generational death. And I know I'll one day be a nick, but I feel like this sword should be used more often on other people as well.
Indeed. And now we turn to Shannon, who in previous episodes has played Father Christian and will be playing Father Christian again, also plays the role of production assistant and general all-round technical manager of all things technical at K-Time Studios, Mary.
Oh my God, there's so much death and destruction happening, and I still have to make sure that we make enough money, and Jennifer's been acting weird, and John and Matthew aren't talking, and Bob isn't around, so I just have to talk to him on the phone. Yes, we have the quotas up, yes. So I'm a little bit stressed, excuse me.
Trust the technical director to know everything that in fact is going on and know just what to do about it to try to fix things. Or will she? Now we turn to Chloe playing Cassandra.
Hey, Cassandra here. So things have been pretty strange. Grandpa used the escalator, which was unexpected, and I guess my holding hands with Mortimer didn't really distract Claire enough. Jennifer has disappeared, and I don't know where she went, and I don't know, I guess my my Jennifer, my friend twin. I won't hear from her for some time, and I'm just really hoping that things will be better soon.
That's Cassandra. Let's not forget that Cassandra is an extraordinary stunt double who was working very closely with Jennifer at the studio because, of course, Cassandra looks exactly like Jennifer. These are important things to remember as we turn our attention to Abby, playing the role of Jennifer's roommate, Claire, and lifelong friend.
All right, so step one accomplished. Jennifer's out of the way. She's in the bag. I just need to make sure that she doesn't escape somehow. I guess phase 2 of the plan can start. Time to start taking over her roles. I mean, she's got all 450 of them. I guess I've got to start somewhere. It's time to finally make a name for yourself in this world, Claire. And that name has to be Jennifer.
And let's not forget, Reed as Gramps.
Hello? 1 second while I adjust this. Somehow I wound up in this box. I don't know how I got here, but there's a lot of people watching me, and I'm not sure if anyone else sees them, but I do. That's all.
That's Gramps. Folks, and we'll find out lots more about the nature of Gramps as the plot continues. And the plot will thicken, I assure you. But before we move forward, and by the way, let me shout out a quick thank you to John 13 Fingers McGinn, who will be providing us with incidental and, in fact, often non-incidental but substantive music as part of our dynamics tonight, as part of our emotional action tonight. Let us turn our attention now to Jennifer. You may recall that in last episode, episode 4, Jennifer and Claire confronted each other while Mortimer and Cassandra were making inroads with each other on the couch in the other room. Jennifer and Claire confronted each other over a cheese platter. No, it wasn't a cheese platter. It was, in fact, something more dangerous that Claire used to threaten Jennifer into Stick's infinite bag of things. In that moment, Jennifer had a visionary experience. She didn't have her entire life flash in front of her. What she saw instead were all of those moments in her life when Claire was a good friend to her. As though it were a dream sequence with everybody involved in providing these insights into Jennifer's nature. These are all the moments when Claire was good to Jennifer in her life at this very moment when Claire reveals her treacherous nature at last. Let's see that now. This is Jennifer's flashback.
Hey Jennifer, I know you've been feeling sick lately, so I brought you some soup, and I also brought you some water. And I called your boss at work, so he knows you can't come in. And just make sure to take your vitamins, and I'll be on the phone if you need anything.
Thank you so much, Claire. I don't know what I would do without you.
Happy birthday, Jennifer. I hand embroidered you this tapestry. It's a picture of us.
The detail on this thing.
It took me 900 hours.
How long have you been planning this?
It's been months.
Jennifer, you're such a good friend to me, and I'm so glad that we're friends, and frankly, you're such an example for me. I want to be just like you.
Wow. Claire, there's something I have to ask you. I've decided to move away from our small Kansas town and pursue my acting dreams. I was wondering if you would come with me.
You didn't even have to ask. Of course I'll come with you.
Hey, I found us a 2-person apartment. It's right down the street from K-Time Studios, and I already have 456 what are they called, auditions set up. Would you help me run lines?
Absolutely, of course. I'm not jealous at all.
Hey Jennifer, you remember when you said that you wanted to go on the playground and I wanted to go on the swings?
Yeah.
Well, I know we went on the playground then and I kind of pushed you down the slide, and I'm sorry about that still, but it's been on my mind lately and I decided to buy you your own playground.
Oh my, wow. You know,
Hey,
I've always had such fond memories of that playground, and
Hey Jennifer, I know you're allergic to cinnamon, but I made you these snickerdoodles. I just thought you would really like them. Maybe you should try one.
oh, that's really sweet of you, but like you said, I'm allergic to cinnamon.
You should
so-
try one. I made them with love.
But you also made them with cinnamon, so I probably shouldn't.
I adopted us a cat. Its name is Mittens because it has tiny little spokes on its feet.
Oh, he's so cute.
You're not allergic to cats, are you?
Only a little bit.
Oh, well, that's okay. He's super cute.
Yeah, can he just stay in your room?
Oh, no, I definitely think he wants to come with you.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, Jennifer,
Yeah.
I got you this cake as a congratulations for getting 456 rolls, even though I wanted one and I'm not jealous. But I got you this congratulations cake, and you should definitely eat it because it's good from what I heard.
Great. I am currently on a diet, so I'm gonna wait until my cheat day to eat a slice of that cake.
Okay, Jennifer, I want to take a birthday picture. Can you stand back there on that pile of leaves that is definitely not covering a hole with spikes in it?
Yeah.
A little more to your right, please. How is she not falling through? I mean, you look great.
There seems to be a hole here with spikes in it. I'm just gonna like straddle it so that I don't fall in.
Perfect.
And remembering that moment of straddling the hole with spikes in it, that's when Jennifer comes to herself and realizes that she's feeling the sensation of falling deeper and deeper into an infinite bag until finally she comes to rest atop a pile of nukes and some other things. We may find out about that in a moment, but that moment does not go unwitnessed, because at that very moment, just before Claire draws out of the infinite bag that perfect disguise that will allow her to pass as Jennifer, because an infinite bag has infinite things in it, it will, of course, have an infinite number of the perfect disguise. And just as she's putting on that disguise, unbeknownst to Claire, Gramps comes in, sees Jennifer's feet disappearing into the bag, and realizing he's got a fruitcake to deliver, jumps in after her. What does he say when he jumps in?
Jennifer, I brought us a fruitcake!
And with that battle
Before you
cry,
go!
we hear that voice disappear into an infinite distance. Fruitcake, fruitcake. And that's when Claire finally zips it almost all the way shut. But it's just open, just a crack. Which is why at that moment across town when Lady Lilith was conducting a seance, a rift was torn in the veil between the world of the living and the dead, through which ghosts have now begun to leak into the world. That's right. We turn now to Peanut and Gallery, those two mysterious figures who are always commenting on the nature of television arts in the local community. But as we discovered at the end of the very last episode, they were standing in mysterious-looking trench coats with mysterious-looking binoculars, watching the ghosts emerge as our friends John and Matthew finally ended their friendship and turned to go their separate ways. It was Peanut and Gallery who noticed the ghosts. And so we come now to Peanut and Gallery in that scene where they're overlooking it, noticing what's going on, and we hear from Peanut and Gallery, what's been happening? What's the recap? What have Peanut and Gallery seen? And what are they going to do about it? Let's see them now.
Wow,
I have not seen this town have this much action in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago was crazy too. On an unrelated note, wild
really,
happened 2
really
weeks ago.
tops it.
Yeah. So, Peanut, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think those are specters.
Specters?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go on about that.
You know, like when things die and fine, it's a fucking ghost, okay? I was trying to sound fancy.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So on that side of town, we have ghosts being released out of that building, isn't that where Lady Lilith works?
I think that is where Lady Lilith works.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting decision, because if I was a fortune teller, I wouldn't have picked that building, but...
Yeah. And then across town, we hear a lot of screaming coming from that random apartment.
We do, with our binoculars.
Who knows what that's
our
about?
fancy, weird binoculars.
They like come with headphones so we can hear things.
And I think I hear something about fruitcake. I'm not sure what that's about.
Fruitcake.
Huh. That's a new one.
Yeah. Weird.
Oh, do you feel that? There's a sense of loss of friendship in the air.
Oh yeah. I'm very familiar with that sensation, and that's definitely loss of friendship.
Well,
Yes, in fact, we're gonna
experience that from me.
We're gonna turn right now from that moment of warmth between Peanut and Gallery, who we know are just as inseparable as cookies and cream, as we turn now to John and Matthew, who have just broken their friendship and are walking in the noir-esque landscape, not completely unaware of the fact that ghosts surround them, walking their separate paths. And in fact, we're going to get some insight into their thoughts as they walk away. This is Matthew walking away, thinking to himself out loud about his friendship with John and how he's feeling about this breakup right now. It's an inner monologue that he's just speaking, sort of murmuring under his voice as he walks away from John in the night.
Before, I knew that everything was meaningless, but I didn't know that even everything being meaningless was meaningless, and that's meaningless. I've lost every connection I have in this world, every last shred of humanity. The only connection I have left is to a murderer. I'm being fired from my job. I've lost my best friend. I'm soon to be kicked out of my apartment because John's name is on the lease. There's only one thing I have left. The bag. Bag is everything. And that means it's nothing. And I can use that bag to show nothing to the world. I can use that bag to show nothing to the world. I can use that bag to prove once and for all that all this flesh, this matter, this being, this caring, these feelings, that they are all but dust. Dust settling on the ground of a long dead star.
Maudlin thoughts indeed, and certainly compelling. And I know that we'll return to find out what's on Matthew's mind, but now let's turn to John Producer, also walking down a very different road away from his friend. And as he muses on his thoughts, he's thinking about that friendship and when he first met Matthew and how all of that friendship went down, thinking back to the beginning of that friendship. What is John thinking about as he walks down that street?
You know, Matthew and I, we've been work partners and we've been friends for so long. And when I came in to pitch my first show, well, Matthew was the only one that really believed in me. See, we walked in, I remember it like it was yesterday when we walked into the studio at the same time, and he had his script for Life Goes On still in his hand. It was a work in progress at the time, and well, I had my script for Miami Vice in my hand, and I didn't realize that was a thing at that point. And we bumped into each other, and our scripts fell on the floor, and well, we got the pages a little mixed up.
In fact, we're going to flash back to that moment right now. We're going to have a full flashback between Matthew and John in which we see that scene where they run into each other and their scripts fall together onto the floor.
Wow. K-Time Studios, this is it. This is where my dad was. This is where I'll be.
K-Time Studios. This is where I can finally show the world all the things I believe. Oh, but narrow doorway there. I better get there quick before anybody else does.
I better hurry onto the doorway as well and not pay attention to anybody who might be walking next to me.
Oof.
Ooh. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it.
This is more pages than I had. Did you have a script in your hands?
Yeah, I did. Miami.
Are you? Yeah. No, it's an original idea, Miami Vice.
I'm sorry. I'm a script writer by nature, and I can't help my impulse to edit. You know, I think you could make it a little more Middle American. Maybe Omaha.
Omaha, that's more Middle American for sure. But my dad was a big Western fan. When I think American, I think Western. I think Texas. I think Amarillo. Hey, you're really helpful.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Hey,
What?
Matthew.
Did you say your name?
No, I just did. You intuited my name.
Yeah. Hi, I'm John.
I could tell from the script. You've got your name on it.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And at that moment, they reached towards each other.
Too.
They reached towards each other and shook hands. And that's when the friendship and the working relationship truly began. Matthew's remembering the very same moment, in fact. And at the risk of incurring the wrath of my performers, I'm going to ask to see that very same scene again, this time from Matthew's point of view, the way that he remembers that scene now.
K-time. It's time to show the world what I'm about. What I'm.
How about those special effects, ladies and gentlemen? We're able to actually give you that tormented and conflicted state of mind that Matthew's experiencing.
Wow, K-Time Studios. This is where I'll make a script to probably compete with this guy. I'll go for the door first so that I don't have to bump into anybody or run into them.
Oof.
Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm dumb and don't know where I'm going.
Yeah. You've also got a dumb name on this script here.
Are you the Matthew Michael Williams?
You've heard of me then.
Oh, of course I have. Of course I have. What, is this the new show that you're writing?
Yeah, I can see that you've got a new show too here, John.
Yeah, Life Goes On Still. That's a pretty good name, but I need some big smart words from my big dumb brain to comprehend. A show that really makes me think. Something like Life Trudges On Still, or of a similar nature.
You know, I think this may be the beginning of a beautiful friendship, John.
In the moment that they reached out to each other and the music from Casablanca started playing underneath, they shook hands and there was practically a photo flare at the moment that their hands contacted each other. At least that's the way that Matthew remembers it. But the reality is these friends are walking down that same road in different directions now. But speaking of directions, and also speaking of the past, we turn our attention now to Jim. Jim has returned home after the weird seance, still listening to the tiny voice of his father inside that sword. Puts it away, trying to stifle the sound of the past, but he finds that he can't do it. And there, on the doorstep of his mansion, the Moneybags mansion, sits down and sobbing, remembers the death of his father. And so we'll have a scene now between Jim Moneybags and Bill Moneybags, the moment when Bill dies and his soul is sucked into that ancestral sword. Let's see that memory now.
Dad. Don't call me Dad. Call me Mr. Moneybags. Even in death, I have to call you that. Call me Mr. Moneybags. This is why I don't want to be called Mr. Moneybags. Okay, now I'm Bill Moneybags in. And I just want you, Jackson. You give me the money I asked for, this building blows up now. I don't care what you said. You give me the money now. You have what? Dad, I heard beeping. I heard beeping from the other room. I don't know what's going on. That's it. I see what you've done. Please just let me get my son out of here. Dad, please don't do this. Thanks. Jim, go to your mother. Now, in the other house. 3 blocks down the road. Now you remember why I had to die. It was for your safety. Mr. Moneybags, thank you. I miss you so much. Stop all that crying. I'm right here. Oh, wait. I'm not crying anymore.
We'll give sad Jim Moneybags a moment to experience that mourning and that grief and that shock by themselves, unwitnessed by us. And so we turn our gaze in an entirely different direction. In fact, not far from there, where Father Christian is awakened in the middle of the night by a visit from a ghost.
I just heard a noise and was woken up from my sleep. God, is it you? God?
It's God.
I'm sorry, there's interference from the other world. What were you saying, Ghost?
There's actually a couple of us here. There's more than one ghost in the spirit world.
Yeah. Hey, if you got this, then I'll probably just go.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Ghost, is that someone from my flock?
It's me. I'm the ghost of Christmas past. Ooh.
Are you here to tell me how bad I've done as a pastor? Because I already know it, but I sure need a reminder right now.
Well, see, in the seasonal ghost off season, we still like to keep busy. And so I gotta tell you, Father Christian, things aren't looking so good for you from this heaven perspective.
Yeah. Wait, so you know God. Okay, can you...
Yeah, no, he's a good pal. We go bowling every Thursday. Ooh.
Can you put in a good word for me with him Christmas past?
I gotta tell you, Father Christian, God's been watching you already for some time.
I was really hoping he wasn't, but I should know better. Okay.
That's kind of step number 1, is that God is always watching.
Oh, wait, does that mean God and Santa are the same person? Okay. Okay.
Why do you think I'm the ghost of Christmas past, Father Christian?
Okay, Christmas past, is there anything God said that I can do to make things up to him?
Well, he said the contract thing was kind of fucked, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What?
I probably should have known better when he asked me to sign it in blood. Yeah. Well, okay.
He did say there's a way out of the contract, Father Christian. Ooh.
I'm all ears because I've been trying to figure that out for the past several weeks.
You see, Father Christian, if one man is to lay down their life for another, man is like an ambiguous term here, you know, it's like a past thing. To be a bit more progressive, if one person is to lay down their life for another, then repentance shall be and all that, you know, your soul will be forgiven. It's kind of direct.
Okay, so I basically have to lay down my life for everyone else.
That's exactly what I just said. Yes, if one person is to lay down their life for another, then their soul shall be forgiven.
And indeed, as Father Christian thinks that perhaps what the ghost is saying is that all that needs to happen is to have the right opportunity. It is at that moment that Father Christian hears a knocking, a frenzied and panicked knocking at the door. The ghost recedes into the background, and Father Christian realizes the entire time that this was not a dream. That was an actual ghost that I was having an actual conversation with. Goes to open the door, and there is a panicked Lady Lilith needing Father Christian's help.
Need to stop drinking communion wine before bed. Oh my God, this is a crazy night. Lady Lilith, I just was visited by the ghost of Christmas past.
I know, Father. I am so frenzied I didn't even have my headscarf on yet. And it's still kind of just falling apart here. I've discovered something. Something has gone wrong with the seance that I performed tonight. And ghosts are seeping our world.
Yeah, I noticed when I was woken up by the ghost of Christmas past.
Yeah, it's a really bad Christmas ghost for coming off season.
Oh my God, is there any way we can put their souls at rest? Lady.
Yes, I think there is. In fact, that is why I've come to you, Father Christian. As well, my powers have brought them here. Powers cannot put them away, but our combined powers. I'm assuming as a preacher, you have some sort of mystical powers. That's got to come with the deal, right?
I sure hope it does, because I'll need that for a contract later on, so yes. So,
Father Christian, I know you're a man. No, go ahead.
Oh, okay, I was just gonna say, yes, together we can go out and put them to rest.
Thank you. I know you are a man, and I'm so glad that you will help me right the wrongs that I have done onto this community. I'm sure this whole ghosts walking about thing is probably the worst thing that has happened here in like 2 weeks at least.
I mean, with all the murders, there was bound to be ghosts, but yes.
Yes.
Indeed, with all of those murders, there were bound to be a few ghosts. We leave Lady Lilith and Father Christian to try and determine what their course of action with this scenario of the dead living will be. What, in fact, will be their reaction. But life goes on, regardless. And we turn now to the life of somebody who really wants life to go on, the way that she wants it to go on, which is Claire. It's the morning after the dinner party, and Cassandra is having breakfast with a friend that she thinks is Jennifer, and they're talking about the party last night. Of course, Cassandra's talking all about Mortimer. And Claire is trying to pass herself off as Jennifer and get Cassandra to believe in her disguise. It's critical to her plan. Let's take you now to that breakfast meeting between this actor and stunt person in which Claire is trying to disguise herself as Jennifer and Cassandra's just interested in Mortimer.
Good morning, Cassandra.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Jennifer, yeah, your best friend. You silly. How could you forget?
I don't know. I guess I'm pretty focused on Morty, and
Yeah, how'd it go?
it was really good. We held hands, and we shared some of the party snacks together.
Did you flirt?
Yeah, extra flirty because I chucked it across the room and he caught it in his mouth. So pretty skilled, pretty compatible, I think.
Yeah, well, I've got a pretty big day at work at the studio. You know, I've got 4 different episodes to film today. So that's pretty exciting. I guess I'll see you around this afternoon for that stunt in Omaha. What's it called?
Omaha Ninja?
Omaha Ninja. Yeah. Will you still be
Yeah.
there even though you have 2 broken feet?
Yes, my metatarsals are they've healed up quite nicely over the past 2 days. And I think the casts will be coming off this afternoon. And for Omaha Ninja, I can definitely do those 8.5 front flips for you off of the tractor. So.
Oh, just in time. Perfect. Wow, Cassandra, I'm so lucky to have a best friend like you.
Me too. You seem a little different. I thought we had like 8 episodes, but I guess it's just 4.
Well, for today, for tomorrow.
Addition, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I didn't sleep very well last night, so if I'm a little off, that might be why.
I got you. Of course. Well, I just hope that we can hang out some today on set, and then after I can go to Mort's house and see how he's doing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that would be really fun. Maybe you could invite Mort over here and we could have like just a fun time with all of us, get to know him.
Yeah, that's a way better idea.
That sounds great.
Ring,
Yeah.
ring, ring.
Oh, hello?
Sorry, wrong number. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello?
Oh, sorry, wrong number, Claire. I meant to call Jennifer.
Oh, this is Jennifer.
Oh no, everything froze the moment I made this move. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if anyone can hear me.
I can hear you over the line. Maybe you're going through a tunnel. This is Jennifer here.
Oh. Yeah, sorry, I think it's just my phone. You sound different over the phone. Hey, we were expecting you on set 5 minutes ago. Where are you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I must have overslept. I'm on my way.
Okay, well, see you soon, Jennifer. Bye.
Bye.
And as Jennifer breaks, yeah, go ahead. What does she have to say to Cassandra before she leaves?
I gotta get to the studio, Cassandra. I'll see you later on set.
Okay, bye.
Bye, bestie.
This, of course, leads us to wonder what's going on inside Mortimer's mind. Mortimer's wondering that too, because Mortimer is back slinging sandwiches, earning his six-figure, a 6-month salary, slinging sandwiches at the local yaw bus, where Matthew, because he just seems to find his way into the yaw bus from time to time when he's facing some moral quandaries, is once again at the head of a line of very tired, bored, and impatient sandwich buyers, because he's busy having a moment of philosophical contemplation with Mortimer at the yaw bus. While this happens, we're going to see the people waiting in line die and come back as ghosts, because the conversation has taken that long. We take you now to the local yaw bus, where Mortimer is trying once again to placate Matthew, remembering, of course, that the last time this conversation happened, both of them found themselves inside an infinite bag and had journeys, the outcome of which we are as yet uncertain. So they share a hidden past. Let's take you now to the local yaw bus, where impatient customers are not getting served.
Sir, we've been over this several times now. I have to pick a bread for me to make a sandwich. We have Italian. We have Italian herbs and cheese.
Please don't read them again. We've heard them.
We have Italian herbs and cheese with jalapeno. We have rye. We have pumpernickel.
Oh my God, I need to do my anger issue exercises.
We have.
We should have gone to Chipotle instead.
What a simple, pointless issue.
Flatbread. We have pizza crust.
1, 2,
I could
3,
literally
4,
quote
5, 6,
you for this menu at this point, okay? Please don't say any more.
What a simple and pointless issue it is to have a nationality. Is there American bread, Norwegian bread?
Oh my.
He did not say American or Norwegian.
Italian bread is just because it's kind of a traditional Italian thing. Sir, I'm not here to question the moral ethics of naming the food after a country. Yes.
Sir, I'm diabetic and my blood sugar is very low. I need something to eat.
Bet you $5 he's gonna get Italian.
I can make you a sandwich, but I'd rather keep the line in order. If we lose order in the line, then I'm gonna get really confused, and then all people are.
That sounds fair. If we don't have order, we don't have anything. I'll
you
just
be
just
over
like
here. You want to just
open
a bag of chips or something?
Order.
No, maintain order. I'll just... Bye.
No, you can have the. Oh my god.
You just killed this diabetic man.
I didn't kill him. I'm trying to get this guy to order some bread.
Already, man.
Can
Okay,
you
I think I should do my.
pick one type of bread, please, and we can move on?
My God, I'm
so
still in
tired from-
line. I must be in hell.
Oh my
Order
god,
is
I need to do my breathing exercises in this bag of chips.
Order is such a simple concept. Such a simple
Oh god! Oh god, crumbs! Oh
There
well,
are more
dear
people
god,
I
this
think
is
are
happening.
dying.
Unless they're getting too tired from waiting in line, I'm gonna start spasming and.
Sir, it's
fall to the
happening
floor.
really fast, and I don't get paid enough to clean up these bodies, please.
Mortimer,
Liquefying from hearing the list
get-
of bread
I'm
to
gonna be honest, I get paid a lot, but I don't get paid enough for this.
Mortimer,
If I bang my head against the wall repeatedly, do you think I'll die before he finishes his order?
Mortimer,
Yes.
I can see that people are dying.
Wonderful.
We'll
Here's
try it. We'll
something-
try it. It's fine. It's fine. We'll try it.
Mortimer, I can see. Man, this is a loud yabus. Mortimer, I can see that people are dying, but there's one thing you have to understand. Dying is simply what people do.
Oh my
I'm so
god.
fucking pissed. I came back as a ghost, and now I'm gonna haunt this place forever.
Hey, do you
All
have
right,
an
I'm just gonna pick it for you. We're
ectoplasm-based
doing
bread?
flatbread. What kind of meat and cheese would you like, sir?
Asiago. Or cheese.
We have cheddar, we have American, we have provolone, we have mozzarella, we have Havarti, we
And
have...
in that moment,
Yeah.
the reverie that inspires in Matthew, gives us a quick flashback scene to this hurried conversation that Matthew and Claire had last night at the dinner party after Claire stuffed Jennifer in the bag. We take you now to Matthew's memory of that conversation in which they talk about what Claire has just done to Jennifer by sticking her in the bag. This is Matthew and Jennifer as Matthew remembers it.
Claire,
Matthew,
where's the body? Where is she?
he's in the bag. I did what had to be done.
She's in the bag?
The bag.
She's in the bag.
Is that the wrong choice? Should I have used the garrote?
No, this is the perfect choice. Claire, there are a few things you need to understand about the bag. If everything exists at once, that is truly the essence of nothingness. And also, time, as we established last time, moves differently inside the bag.
Right.
Claire. That bag for...
Could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry, I'm quiet when I'm revealing things about my character. Claire. She could be in that bag forever.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought you said. That's exactly what I want.
Exactly. And over a course of eternity, she would come to understand everything in that bag and understand that there's nothing in that bag. That there's nothing in that bag.
But I thought everything was in that bag.
Don't you understand, Claire? If everything is in that bag, then the true essence of nothing is also in that bag.
Oh my god.
Bag is full to the brim of nothing. Claire, you've just done what I've spent my entire life trying to do. Show people nothing.
Speaking of nothing, gentle viewers, it's time for a message from our sponsor, because you know what's at the heart of every time loop? That's right, nothing. That's why we call them time loops. Now a message from our sponsor, Time Loops.
Oh.
In the middle of every time loop, absolutely nothing.
I eat time loops every morning and every lunchtime and every night because of
Every
time
breakfast.
loops.
I've never stopped eating
I
time
have the time
loops.
loop. Here's my loop. Here's one half of the loop, and here's another loop. I
Time
am
circling.
I loop.
Enjoy a big bowl of time loops to enjoy a big bowl of nothing.
Time circling around a drain that goes on and on forever.
Time circles onward,
Right.
on and on. Everything.
Wait, mine has everything in it.
Ending.
I thought it was just fancy advertising, but there's actually a void in this time loop.
Mine
No
has
air, no
nothing.
Now
nothing.
there's a second loop inside this loop. Oh my god, I'm multiplying.
Time
I
loop.
have never felt more in tune with my soul until I began to eat time loops.
Now the loops are committing mitosis. Look, there's more loops. Oh my god. How many loops can we fit in this box? The box is infinite. There's so many.
And that's a message from our sponsor, Sloop Emit. That's right, Time Loops. Available at every existential stop near you. Speaking of surreal experiences, we find ourselves wondering what we were saying. We find ourselves inside Shit Shtick's infinite bag of stuff, where Jennifer, having come to rest atop a pile of nukes, encounters the arrival of Gramps with the fruitcake.
Thank you.
Hello!
Grandpa?
Yeah! You left without trying my fruitcake!
I left. Grandpa, did Claire get you too?
I got myself! Please try the fruitcake! I baked time loops into it, sponsored by Time Loops.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna set this here for now. Look. So you can travel freely in and out of the bag.
I guess!
Happen to know how to get me out?
Know how? Nope! I don't know anything. It just kinda happens.
Okay. Grandpa, I need you to go get help.
People have been saying that to me for a long time.
Right, okay. I need you to take this letter, okay?
Oh, a letter.
Yes, and I need you to take it to Cassandra.
Okay.
She's gonna go get the police.
Right.
It is very important that you deliver this to Cassandra, not anybody else.
Not the police, which would be faster, but to Cassandra.
Right, but I don't trust you to get it to the police, so you're gonna take it to Cassandra so she can take it to the police.
I'm not gonna lie, Jennifer. I'm a little hurt.
Well, Grandpa, I'm sorry you feel that way. I acknowledge your emotions, but I just need you to take it to Cassandra.
Okay, I'll get this letter to Cassandra. Should I take one of those nukes with me?
Why not?
Cool. I love you.
I love you too, Grandpa. Thank you. And remember, get it to Cassandra.
Cardamom.
Cassandra.
Capiopia.
Cassandra.
Meanwhile, back at K-Time Studios, we find ourselves on the set of Omaha Ninja, where Jennifer is trying to pass and Cassandra is working as Jennifer's stunt double, and Mary's just trying to keep the shoot going while communicating with Bob, the director, who's not actually on set, but only available over Mary's phone. So we take you now to the set of Omaha Ninja and a scene being shot from Omaha Ninja right now. That might involve some other players as needed in order to make sure that we have characters in this particular scene. But let's see Claire try to pull off the Jennifer act in character.
All right, so I'm gonna walk into the bar and then order a drink. And then after I do that, Cassandra is gonna come in to punch the guy in the face, right?
Yeah, that's right. I know, Jennifer, one of your specialties is being able to exit frame quickly enough so that it looks like the stunt double is actually in frame. So I'm sure this will be easy for you.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely really good at that.
And Cassandra, how are your feet feeling? Those metatarsals.
They feel quite like modeling clay with a bunch of pencils in it. But I can still do the stunt, no problem. I have reflexes like a bee in a tornado.
Okay, at least your fists are still working. All right, so you two and the barman and some extras. Are we already on set?
Yep.
All right, action.
Hello, barman. Can I get a sarsaparilla?
Sarsaparilla? In this part of town? Shows something about you. We're whiskey drinkers here. It's unclear. I've just put a glass of whiskey in front of you when you asked for sarsaparilla.
Ow, you've been face.
Oh! What an unexpected and violent turn of events.
Up. Do you need backup, boss?
Absolutely. That punch came out of nowhere.
Ninja Star.
Line? Sorry, I forgot my line.
Your line is, "No ninja star can stop me. I'm faster than any ninja." I thought you had your lines down, Jennifer. Come on.
Sorry. Okay. No ninja star can stop me. I'm.
Ring, 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 ring.
Yes, Bob. Yes, Bob.
Hey, Mary, how's that shoot going down there?
Well, it's fine, I guess. But Jennifer is really off today. I'm not sure what it is, but she doesn't know any of her lines, and I thought she'd be better with the stunt double. I'm not sure. How are you doing? Is there anything I can?
Well, I mean, I'm doing fine, I guess. I just, I want to make sure that things are running there. I want to make sure that we can get through the shoot day, because if we don't get through the shoot day...
Hey, Jennifer, don't
Mary,
take this the wrong way, but you seem really untalented today.
I think I feel like maybe we should make some cuts. We could look at our cast list at who we had.
I think...
Ring, 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 ring,
Oh,
ring,
it's okay.
ring.
I can do it. I promise.
I think I might have another call coming through. Hang on. I'm going to put you on hold.
I'll hold.
All right. Hello? Yes, Jim? Mr. Moneybag?
Wrong number.
Jim?
Sorry.
Okay.
Ring,
Sorry,
ring,
Bob.
ring, ring.
Hello?
Yeah, have you tried giving them anything new to work with? Like, tried changing up the episode a little? We can do a special episode here and there.
Claire, I need you to take me off the speakerphone right now because I have something very important to tell you. Okay? Claire, take me off of speakerphone right now. I already know you have me on speakerphone because you always have me on speakerphone. This is not Dreamland.
I'll tell you what. Have them run through the episode, but give them like a different genre or something to work with. Let's give them. You know what's in right now are those medical specials. Let's go medical with this one.
Okay, that's a brilliant. You always have the best ideas, Bob. Thank you so much for helping out.
Yeah, no problem. I'll stay with the phone nearby in case you need anything else.
Thank you so much. All right. Bye.
Is Claire like your middle name or something?
Yeah, Jennifer Claire.
That's weird. You have the same middle name as your roommate. That's kind of
crazy.
Yeah. Jennifer.
Okay, I'm so glad I got that off my chest. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Jennifer, so weird. It feels like, I don't know, something about your acting today feels like you haven't earned any of your successes or friends.
Yeah, Bob had an idea of maybe another way we could do this, just to see if maybe you'll do better in another genre, sort of. Okay, can we see the same scene again? But hang on 1 second. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello?
Sorry, what was the genre that you suggested? I completely forgot in all the chaos.
It was medical, Mary. Medical.
Medical, right. I'm so sorry.
You
I
have a
just have so
notepad
much
with
on
you,
my
right?
mind.
This is a busy set.
Wait,
Yes. Yeah.
I
Thank you
figured
so much.
out what's so off with Jennifer.
What?
You're not wearing your hat that you always wear.
Oh my god!
Oh, the hat's where all the magic is. Oh, thank you so much, Sally.
It blew off in the wind this morning when I was walking to the studio, and it flew up into a tree, and I couldn't get it back.
And as all of us identify with Claire in that moment and reach for the invisible hat that is no longer on our heads and realize we are no longer the person that we thought we were. Speaking of identity crises, let's move across town to the mansion of Jim Moneybags. Jim passed out after that conversation with Dad, because of course Jim had been drinking all day before the seance, and now wakes up about midday, just in time for a delivery person to turn up. And before we even need a player to come out and take the role of that delivery person, let me point out that delivery person just turns up, hands a package to Jim, and dies on the spot with a strangled cry of, "Sign here." And there in that package, Jim discovers a monkey's paw named 3, who seems to have arrived at just the moment when Jim most needs it. Let's see that conversation between the monkey's paw and Jim.
Why would someone send me a cut off monkey paw?
Why would someone be so rude? Why would someone have such tude? Why would you say what you saw? Why would you talk to this monkey's paw?
Maybe I'm still drunk because this monkey paw just had a whole poem. Can you hear me, monkey's paw?
This monkey's paw can hear your words. This monkey's paw has just heard. This monkey's paw, his name is 3. This monkey's paw, he is me.
You also only have 3 fingers. Is that why your name is 3?
My name is tied to my finger count. And on my wishes, they do count. I grant a wish, a finger curls. But wishes are something which to be careful, girl. I'm not good at genders.
It's fine. It's fine. I say I look like my sister. It's whatever. So, monkey's paw, you said something about wishes, eh? I got some wishes. And okay, so I see the other 2 fingers now, sorry. So the 3 is for the wishes, right?
Yeah, yes, there are wishes 3. And that is why me is 3.
Can one of my wishes be you speaking regular English? You know what? No, don't count that one. Don't count that as my wish. I don't want that. That's not wish number 1. That was just the thought process. So now I get to make my wishes, yeah?
Yes, you can make your wishes here. Though be careful, for wishes are not what they appear. There's a whole twist of fate thing going on here. Just to give you some context.
Oh, okay. Well, my first wish is to have infinite wishes. That's the first thing. So now you're going to be in my possession forever because now I own you.
Look, here's the thing about infinite wishes. I need infinite fingers. I can do that, but at that point I'm not a monkey's paw anymore so much as a bundle of fingers that will take up the space of the entire universe. So I'll do it.
Let's clarify. Infinite wishes, but you stay the same form.
Oh my Could you repeat that for me? I feel like we're losing this at the sauce.
You know what? It's okay. Just know I said infinite wishes, but you keep the same form. Can you hear me, monkey's paw?
And we leave that conversation over the legal niceties of exactly how to frame and phrase precisely the correct wish, to wish for more infinite wishes. I'm sure we'll return to that deep in the debate over the language of the, of course, digital contract. But now we turn our attention back to, speaking of infinity, the depths of the infinite bag, where Jennifer is waiting for Gramps to return with some news that he has managed to deliver the letter. But Jennifer finds herself encountering somebody she didn't expect to encounter in here. Is that Shitstick the Frog, played by Reed? Could it be? Shitstick is going to tell Jennifer she needs to explore the bag a little bit more. Let's find out why.
Hey, Jennifer. Good to see you here. So, I'm guessing things didn't work out with, Claire.
No, I mean, everyone thinks you're dead, but she put me in your bag.
Oh, so I'm alive. Good. I forgot whether I was dead or alive. I couldn't, you know.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're still alive, otherwise the bag wouldn't work.
Luckily, I happen to know that there is a secret escape hatch in the bag.
A secret escape hatch?
Yeah. It's a little beyond the Googleplex ducks and to the left of the mountain of deer.
Okay. I'm a little worried about getting lost in this bag. I mean, there's so much here, yet there's also nothing, and it's, you know,
Well,
Grandpa's supposed to come back, and I don't want him to not be able to find me.
If you're worried about getting lost, don't be. There is an infinite number of DVDs of Lost, but we have it set up so that they're constantly being shuffled into infinite fire.
Okay. Would you, since you're so familiar with your own bag,
Yeah, sure, of course.
can you guide me?
Yeah, I guess I can do that. Actually, let me, I don't really do it myself. I have a buddy who helps me out. His name's Captain Fluffles. So let me just call Captain Fluffles over here.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
Enter Captain Fluffles, master of the infinite bus.
So, I know that there's been some stuff shifting around and some weird avalanche issues happening, but we were hoping you could take us to the escape hatch.
Well, why don't you just hop on my bus here? We'll see where we can go, you know?
Okay, we'll get on. Open the doors.
Great, that's great. Come on.
Open the doors. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, there's a lot of air brakes here in the bag.
Oh, that's fine. Come on,
It's
Jennifer.
an infinite bus. We got infinite doors. You know how it goes.
Yeah, come sit with me, Jennifer.
Okay.
Y'all on the bus? It's hard for me to tell all the way from up here.
Yeah, we're on. Hey, by the way, can we make a quick stop at Papa Giorgio's?
Of course we can stop at Papa Giorgio's. They got the best steak this side of the void.
Yeah, they got the best steak.
And inside the infinite bag, of course, Papa Giorgio's has an infinite supply of steaks. It's literally all you could ever eat. Brought to you, of course, by Time Loops. We'll go back to the bag and Captain Fluffles in the infinite bus and find out more about what's happening over there. But for now, we need to return to K-Time Studios, where, in fact, lunch hour is taking place and the stunt people are having a stunt person lunch, a stunt double family dinner, if you will, in which we have all the various stunt doubles who work at K-Time Studios talking about and occasionally bragging about the injuries they've managed to survive, like shattering all of their metatarsals, for instance, and how they're still functional despite all of their injuries. We take you now to the lunch counter at K-Time, where the stunt doubles are having a meal together. Cassandra, of course, is among them and finds herself in the midst of the conversation, still thinking about Mortimer. Let's see those stunt doubles eating together.
So, did I ever tell you guys about the crazy time that I had to do on that show? Like, grudges on regardless about the sneezing. You remember the whole episode about the sneezing? Well, let me tell you, I was stunting for that show because, the main actress, Jennifer Lawrence, she got tired of the sneezing. So I go on and I'm sneezing and I'm sneezing. And what do you know? My eyeball pops out of the socket. It just popped right out and fell on the table. And you know what I did? I just had to pick it up and plop that buddy back in and keep on sneezing.
Well,
Out
I
of
hate
it.
it when that happens.
George, that's really great to hear. But I feel like I can beat you. Did you know that after my time on what was that one about Dracula and the werewolf and
Love at First Fright.
Love at First Fright. Right. After my time on Love at First Fright, I bashed my head in. So I now have the Guinness Book of World Records most skull pieces in my head and still being alive.
Oh, buddy, that's nothing.
Whoa.
Okay, so one time when I was on set, we had to do this stunt where I jumped off a railing and I broke my hip. And they couldn't, it had been broken so many other times that they couldn't do anything. They couldn't fix it. So they replaced it with a rubber duck. Listen. That's my hip.
No, I got something that can beat that, believe me. So I was on this show, right? I was on the show Pigs Dressed as Clowns. Turns out pigs will eat anything they see, right? So I'm sitting there on set. I'm in between takes. I'm on a smoke break, not even doing a stunt. This pig comes up, eats my whole damn left. This pig, he just took it, he did. And I can't do half the stunts I was going to do no more.
Well, my greatest
opportunity
stunt,
employer gave me some chances.
my greatest stunt that I did was, let's see, about 2 days ago, and it was on this show, and I had to fall off of a building, and that's not the greatest stunt. The greatest stunt was that I fell for Mortimer.
Anyway,
And with that lovely thought, with that giant awe that rises from the stunt doubles there at their lunch.
Aww.
Yeah.
I would clap for you, but the
It's
pigs.
sweet. It's just ridiculously sweet. I mean, it's just so wonderfully sweet. Elsewhere on the studio, we have a conversation taking place. This is on the set of Amarillo Vice, where John, producer, is attempting to work with the cast, shooting a particular episode, and he's working with Mary to shoot that particular episode. So John and Mary are working on this episode of Amarillo Vice. We might have some actors turn up, but what we're really focusing on is the fact that Mary is carrying on a conversation with Bob, who we don't get to hear, and John is carrying on a conversation on the phone with his ghost father, who also we don't get to hear. We only get to hear their half of the conversation while they're also trying to maintain a conversation with each other. So this is Mary and John on set trying to maintain conversations with unseen partners on the other end of the phone while also talking to each other. Please don't hate me. Let's see this scene.
All right, so for this next scene, we're going to need to set up for the bar fight. This is a big moment, and of course, Mary, do we have the plastic bottles, or do we have the sugar glass bottles ready to go?
Yeah. I just had the people on set putting sugar. Oh wait, one sec. Ring. Yes,
Hey,
Bob. Yeah.
Big
Oh,
Tim, are you there?
Jennifer. Yeah. I don't know. She's been acting so weird.
Big Tim, you were supposed to be on set 5 minutes ago. Big Tim, are you there?
Yeah, I don't know. She's just acting so weird. Oh, one sec, Bob. Yeah. So we got the sugar bottles figured out.
Mary, I told you to check if Cass was going to be here today.
I did, but like everything's so weird. Jennifer and Cassandra are here, but like Jennifer's so off that I just didn't notice that Timmy wasn't here. I'm sorry.
All right, well, we're scratching the bar fight then. We're going to move on to the next scene. Hold on. I'm getting a call real quick. Hello? Dad? They have phones in the afterlife?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. No, you got good signal.
So we're gonna scrap the bar fight for today.
You finished the draft? So we don't need the explode.
I was talking to the
Okay.
caterers, and I think like 500.
I'll let Mary know.
One sec. Yes.
So, remember how we were going to explode the whole cast?
Right, at the end, by shoving them all in cannons, right? That was your idea.
Yeah, we were going to put them all in cannons and launch them into the sky and
Right.
have them go through a flaming hoop. And as they were on fire, they would land on a fuse that would light a big bomb bigger than the city, and they were all going to explode.
Right, relatively inexpensive. Sounds like it should work.
Turns out we're not going to need to do that anymore. I got a call from someone way up above. Not God, don't think like that, but similar. He said that we're getting a second season.
Oh, well, I was not aware, but I guess execs are just making decisions right and left. Let me inform Bob. We already bought a few of the cannons, so I'm going to see if we can try and like refund them.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Bob. So it turns out we're having
Any small Jerry on set? Where's small Jerry?
So, we don't need the cannons. We don't need the fuse or anything.
Small Jerry, we need you for the horse chase. Small Jerry.
Yeah, I know they were expensive. You're gonna take it out of my cut again, Bob, please.
Mary, can you put Bob on hold for like 1 second?
Yeah, of course. Sorry, Bob. 1 second. It's John, producer.
And after Mary's been faced with that staggering career choice of whether or not she puts Bob on hold in order to deal with her job, she thinks about how much she loves Bob and how much that relationship is strained, about the idea of putting Bob on hold actually is an existential problem and not just a matter of pushing a button. But we leave that conversation because there's a lot going on at K-Time. And after a long day, the people who work there make their way home. Claire, of course, making her way home, thinking, oh, do I have it down? Where is the hat? How do I find the hat in order to be able to complete my task of being able to pass as Jennifer? And there she meets Cassandra, hard at work on a letter to Mortimer. And we start to see some cracks in the disguise in a scene between Cassandra and Claire back at the apartment. Claire pretending to be Jennifer.
Hey, Cassandra, have you seen my hat? What are you writing?
I'm writing a letter to Mort again.
Oh, of course you are.
Sorry, I didn't have my hearing aids on, so I couldn't hear you.
Have you seen my hat is what I was wondering.
I have. The last place I saw it was in the kitchen during the dinner party.
Oh, well, maybe it's in my bedroom. I'll go check.
Okay. Do you want me to help you?
Sure. Yeah. Why don't you come with me and come help me look?
Cool. Wow, your room is really messy. It's like you left a dog in here or something.
Oh yeah, my friend needed a dog sitter last week, and I was watching her puppy.
Oh my gosh, what kind of puppy?
It was a beagle.
That's Mortimer's favorite kind of puppy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Maybe it's under the bed. Let's look under there.
Don't see any. Oh, what color is it?
It's like cowboy hat colored.
Oh, right. I saw it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like tannish, brownish.
Well, if you saw it in the kitchen, maybe we should go look for it in the kitchen.
Okay, back to the kitchen.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. You left it in the freezer when you were taking out the popsicles.
Oh, how silly of me. Oh, look, there's some cake still in the fridge here. We should probably throw that away.
Yeah, I mean, but it looks so delicious. Don't you want to, like, eat the last bit of it?
Oh, no,
Hello!
Oh, hi, Grandpa.
Hi, Claire!
Claire, no, Claire's not here. She's on vacation.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Cassandra, I was just talking to Jennifer, and she wanted me to give you this nuke.
Oh, oh God, thank you.
You're welcome. I feel like there was something else.
Gotta call God.
If I gave you anything else to hold on to earlier, maybe you could just give it back to me. You know, I've been missing some things, and I think maybe it might have ended up in your bag.
Okay. I don't think you gave me anything, though, Claire.
Oh, no, Jennifer.
Why does he keep calling you that?
I don't know. He's old. He must be confused.
And in that moment of uncertainty, we shift our attention once again to the world inside Shitstick's Infinite Bag, where Captain Fluffles is leading Jennifer on a tour, and Infinite Box style, demonstrating all of the infinite things that one can meet as needed, provided by the rest of the troupe. As we just get a dose, Universal Backlot Studio Tour style, of the adventures and wonders that you can find inside Shitstick's Infinite Bag of Things, as led by tour guide Captain Fluffles on the Infinite Bus.
I gotta be honest, I've been driving this bus for a minute and I don't remember exactly what it is I'm supposed to be doing.
We're going to the... Wait. Sorry, frog in my frog throat.
Sorry.
We're going to the escape hatch, yeah.
But on our way there, you're giving us a tour of everything in this infinite bag.
That's right, that's right. And if you look out to your left right now, you'll actually see the third Papa Giorgio's that we've passed. They've got the best steak at that particular one on this side of the void.
What's that thing waving over there?
Well, that's Papa Giorgio himself. Hey, Papa Giorgio.
Hey, Papa Giorgio.
And if you look to the right of him, you'll see another nuke.
There are a lot of nukes in here. I make sure to keep it well stocked.
So, see, this void for a long time was owned by that shit pan fellow. You know him. He tossed quite a few nukes in here. He did. He was driving. I was driving around, and I would just have to swerve and swerve out of the way and try to avoid the nukes. You know how it goes.
Did you know that the shit pan actually died? It was live streamed. Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait. But if shit pan dies, the place goes down.
Yeah, we should get to that escape hatch pretty
We
quickly.
should
then,
really
huh?
hurry to that escape hatch. Hold up.
But they're still just driving through the section of the bag that has the Googleplex of ducks. They have yet to make it to the mountain of deer where they need to make a turn. And just past that Googleplex of ducks is in fact something really quite alarming, terrifying, and mysterious. And Captain Fluffles will describe it for us.
Oh my God. You see that out there? Out way past my steering wheel and windshield.
What is that?
It's the Tome of Souls. The Tome of Souls, and it's open. There's beings flying out left and right. I don't know how I can swerve around this one.
And as the bus steers towards the pages of the Tome of Souls, we are left wondering what will happen next, because we've come to the episode 5 of Epic Improv 2020. That's right. What will happen? Will they drive into the Tome of Souls? Are there infinite souls in an infinite book? How many things are there in an infinite bag? We're going to find out more from Captain Fluffles and Jennifer and Shitstick inside Shitstick's magic bag. We'll also find out more about what's happening at K-Time Studios. Will Claire be able to pull off the performance of a lifetime and manage to impersonate Jennifer for the rest of her days? What will happen to Cassandra's feet? Will she get Mortimer to massage them? Would that in fact hurt more than it would feel good? This is the kind of thing that's gnawing on all of our attention. What's up with 3? What will the second wish of the infinite number of wishes be with 3 and Jim? And in fact, what is going on with all of these ghosts? And I am, for one, am just on tent hangers wondering, wondering what is going to happen with the season finale for Amarillo Vice if everybody's not going to blow up. what the heck is going to happen. And will Bob and Mary ever confess their love together? Will, in fact, Mortimer and Cassandra ever have a second date? We might find out these things, we might not. But one thing's for sure, we're going to find out what's going to happen to our characters on Epic Improv 2020 on episode 5, appearing here on Facebook at the AC Improv Troupe website. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, a special 2-hour episode. We're going to try the athletic feat of finishing all of this in just 2 hours. You will want to see this. But if you're itching for a little bit of improv in the meantime, we're going to be releasing some recordings of the programming that you can get at K-Time Studios. There'll be recordings appearing on YouTube and also linked to from the Facebook site later tonight. So watch this space for more material appearing tonight before our performance tomorrow night, Sunday, 8 o'clock, when we wrap up Epic Improv 2020. I'm Kirk Everest. I'm the director and coach narrating these people. We are the Austin College Improv Troupe, and we are...
Abby.
Shannon.
Liv.
Chloe.
No!
Ciara.
Reed.
And John.
And with a special thank you to Dan Peel's behind the scenes. And thank you to our viewers. Thank you for tuning in to watch. We hope that you'll join us for the final episode tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Until then, good night, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you soon.